Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today I'm doing my April wrap up. Here's Percy already. Come on. You're being spoiled in the last few videos with all the Percy attention. Sorry this is a little bit late. I mentioned in my last video that I'd planned on doing this before I went up to Sydney for the weekend. But I had to take some extra shifts at work and I ran out of time, so we're doing it now instead. So I have 7 books to tell you guys about. I also did a wrap up for Owls, so I'm not going to be talking about any of those books in this video because I don't want to double up, so I'll link that below. And these are all the ones that I read in April that weren't part of the Owls. So first book I started with was Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This was a reread for me. I read this when this came out back in 2017. Yes. And I loved it. This is one of my favourite books of all time, so I gave it 5 stars again this time. And I just really love this series. So, would highly recommend. And this is the gorgeous ARC copy that I love so dearly. It's just so pretty. So, next one I have, it's actually an ebook. I read this one as an ARC. This is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, I believe is how you say it. This is really cute. This is like a kind of mix between kind of like Princess Diaries and like First Daughter. So it's about the Prince of England and the first son of the US, and it's kind of about it's kind of like hatred into friends into lovers, and it was so cute. It makes me so happy. This one comes out in a few days time, so I will have a post about it on my blog closer to the release date. But I read this with Angel and we both really enjoyed it. And I gave that one 4 stars, I believe. Next one, I read some poetry. This is Oculus by Sally Wen Mao. This is a really interesting collection. It's kind of based more on like film and Hollywood, which I haven't really read any poetry about before, but it's also from an I believe Asian American. Anyway. It's really good and I really enjoyed it. I gave this one 4 stars as well. Next we have a fun little non-fiction book. This is Women Artists by Flavia Figeri. This is just, a little sort of like beginner's guide to a bunch of female artists from 1550 to 1985. This was really good and I give this one 4 stars as well. It's a very good introduction into some female artists that you might not have heard of. Next I have a DNF. I tried to read this one for Owls. This is The Goddess Test by Amy Carter. This was going to be my Ancient Runes book, which was a retelling. This is a retelling of the Hades and Persephone myth, but I just couldn't get through it. Not because it was necessarily bad, though it is very like early 2000s YA, like it's very like Twilight-ish in points, but I couldn't do this for my mental health because the main character, Kate, her mum is dying of cancer, and they've moved back to like her mum's like childhood town and things like that. And the guy who is Hades sort of lets Kate have this wish where he'll sort of keep the mother alive, and I just couldn't do that. My mum passed away from cancer 5 years ago, and I definitely had a lot more of a support system than Kate did. I had my grandparents and my brother and my dad and some really excellent friends, but it's so unhealthy. Like, she talks about all the time, like the thought that she would be able to bring her mum back to life or extend her mum's life. And while I completely understand that wish, like I would have, given anything for that, I think it's also a very unhealthy mindset to have a character who might actually be able to do that, because I do think that when people pass away, or when they're sort of reaching those final stages with a terminal illness, that you do have to be prepared to let them go just a little bit. So I really struggled to keep reading this one because of that. So yeah. On a happier note, I had a really good reading month. Like stars-wise, I read Persuasion by Jane Austen. This was always my second favourite movie adaptation. My first favourite being Northanger Abbey, which is also my favourite book that I've read so far. I've read 3 of them now. Yeah, but I wasn't sure whether the book would be the same for me, and it was. This is definitely my second favourite out of the 3 that I've read. So I've read Northanger Abbey, this one, and Pride and Prejudice, which I know is unpopular, but I like Northanger Abbey and Persuasion more. So I give this one 5 stars again, and yeah, I really love this one. You are being very cute. You have very cold ears too. Poor puppy has cold ears. The final book I have to talk about is a short story collection, which I've been reading a lot of lately. This is Australia Day by Melanie Cheng. You will have seen this one in my March book haul. April book haul. Have I been saying March this entire time? I hope I haven't been. This is my April book haul. I really liked this one. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I've read some other short story collections afterwards that I enjoyed more, but I still think this is a good one. And I'm really interested to read Melanie Cheng's new novel, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to buy it or just borrow it from the library at this stage. So we'll see. But those were the books that I read in April that weren't part of my hours. So let me know if you've read any of them. And I will see you all in my next video, which I'm gonna go and film straight after this because it's quiet. My neighbours were having a screaming match outside my house just a little while ago, so I'm using all the quiet while I possibly can, because I feel like they might come back out onto the driveway and start again. So we're gonna use the time while we can. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.